You're live. I'm live. Probably quicker than I meant to be live. It's a surprise, so no one's going to be in this room. Let me pull up my little thing here while I wait for people to potentially pop in. I did send out a tweet like 10 minutes before I came on live to just let everyone know, hey, I think I'm going to do another random live stream because people seem to like that stuff. Also, Mondays have become a really good day for me to do that stuff. How do I go into that's that? Let me turn this down. I don't know if people are jumping in yet. They are. There we go. Johnny Joestar and Johan Weber. Jan? Is it Jan or Yan? I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, there's been stuff to talk about. Ooh, my camera went weird there for a second. Was that just for me? I think it was just for me. What's up, Dante? Hey yo. So yeah, I guess like I was saying probably before anyone was in here, Mondays have become a really good day for me to do like random early live streams, which is really pretty cool. And I've been enjoying taking advantage of that. I did one, I think last week or the week before. I think it was actually last Monday. And it was pretty successful because earlier in the day is always better for sure. And my schedule changed. I used to have Fridays and Saturdays off, and that just changed a couple of weeks ago. So I now work on Fridays and Saturdays, but now I have Sundays and Mondays off, which is very cool. It's been a rough schedule working Fridays and Saturday, or having Fridays and Saturdays off for a while, and working on Mondays. But now that I have Mondays off, man, this is just a good time for me to do this stuff. So, hey, what's up, Jake? Stuck in the office, man? I would normally be stuck in the office too. Like I was just saying, my schedule changed. What's up, Augustin? Augustin Rayero. So yeah, I put a couple of topics in the title because right before I decided to do this, I realized there are a couple of things that are kind of like hot brewing topics right now. This big thing is that all of a sudden this morning there's a conversation about two new Nintendo Directs coming in February, which, I mean, this is the normal thing. Every month, there's like a new conversation about this is the month we're going to get these Nintendo Directs. And then next month comes and it's like, this is the month we're going to get these. And people start leaking things or faking things and doing whatever. So, what's up, Soyura? Oh my gosh, I cannot say your name, bro. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Um, yeah, I mean, there's always going to be conversations about new Nintendo Directs, but it's tricky because yes, it's predictable to talk about Nintendo Directs, but at the same time, Nintendo does them. So since Nintendo does Nintendo Directs, of course, people are going to talk about Nintendo Directs and expect Nintendo Directs. You know, the longer we go without one, the longer people expect them. And we did have two Directs in January. So it's not like we haven't had a Direct in a long time, but we haven't had a typical Nintendo Direct focused on a variety of games. I mean, we all know what a normal Nintendo Direct looks like. And that's not what we saw with the Smash Brothers or the Pokemon Direct. They were focused on just these one games. And so, you know, January comes and goes. We don't get a regular direct. Here we are in the beginning of February. And so it's natural for people to start talking about directs. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's kind of harmless. A lot of people really dislike conversations about Nintendo Directs. And I've discussed people's reactions over the years and stuff. And like, I don't know. I don't find it annoying. I mean, people say, oh, people do it just for the clicks and to get the attention. And it's like, well, to a degree, yeah, because you know that if you start talking about Nintendo Direct predictions or leaks, that people are going to watch them. But also, it's interesting. We all care about Nintendo Directs. I think a lot of the people who talk poorly on people discussing Nintendo Directs are people who still like Nintendo Directs. And so I don't think it's a huge deal that people talk about them. I've talked about them. And so now there's this new rumor coming from that person on Twitter, Sabi, and someone he or she knows called, was it Yippee? Oh man, hold up. I can't remember that other Oh, Zippo. Not Yippee, it was Zippo. But there should be someone called Yippee. And so these two people, you know, I talked about them with the Metroid thing a couple weeks ago. They're saying there's two Nintendo Directs coming in February. So, okay. Either they have the inside information or they don't. Either this is going to happen or it's not. Or, I've brought this up on so many leaks over the years. They might just be guessing. Guessing a couple of Nintendo Directs might happen in February, even just one Nintendo Direct. That's not necessarily a leak because it's easy to guess or predict something that feels so obvious. That doesn't mean that they don't have the inside information. I don't know them. So, yes, maybe they do know it. Like maybe they've heard it from Nintendo themselves. But at the same time, we have to remember a lot of people that get leaks and stuff correct out there. So many things are just easy to guess. And I could tell you guys right now, I could have made a video this morning that says, we're getting, here's my leak. We're getting a Nintendo Direct in February. It's a leak. I've heard it behind the scenes. And I could just be guessing, and I'm probably going to be right because we probably are going to see a Nintendo Direct this month. But I could just lie to you and tell you that I knew it because I heard it behind the scenes, when in fact, it's just a really smart, educated guess. And so that's why when I've predicted things in the past, I've always tried to frame it around the fact that I'm not leaking anything. I'm just guessing. And so if it's right, it's because I guessed really well. I mean, there's things that I've heard behind the scenes. I have a couple of things in my head that I know, as in, like, I think they're most likely going to happen because I've heard them, but I'm not really going to make a video on stuff that I've heard that is probably true, because that just feels dishonest. I'd rather just guess at something and have an accurate guess than leak a secret thing that I've heard. Plus, people don't really want leaks getting out there when they share stuff with you, like, and you kind of want to honor that. So that's always been my approach. So, are we going to see two Nintendo Directs in February? I don't know if we're going to see two, but are we going to see one? I feel pretty good about it. Yeah, we're going to see a Nintendo Direct. The whole thing about the two Nintendo Directs is the leak, so to speak, whatever we want to call it, is stating that we're going to get one regular Direct like we all want, and we're going to get one Animal Crossing Direct like we all expect. So, I mean, I can only be honest, like, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo was going to do an Animal Crossing focused direct, that could also happen in the first week of March as well. I mean, it's March 20th the game comes out, right? So that's more than halfway through the month. So it's up to Nintendo to know, do we want to do it farther away from the release or do we want to do it closer to the release? I don't know what the correct answer is, but if I would guess, I would think they'd almost want to do it closer to the release of Animal Crossing. And so that would mean maybe the first week of March, but anything's possible. So, yeah, maybe we see like a mid-month regular direct and then we see a late February Animal Crossing direct. We all think that it's going to happen. We're going to get Animal Crossing direct. I'm not a fan of Animal Crossing, but it would be smart for them to do it. My girlfriend very much wants Animal Crossing. She's a huge Animal Crossing fan, so I'm excited for her to get it and to enjoy it. But it's just, how could they not? That's the kind of game that I think would really benefit from its own direct. And the February what the regular one, man, that's the direct we're all waiting for. How much cool stuff do we expect possibly revealed in a traditional Nintendo Direct in February, early in the year still? What's happening in 2020? 2020 is still a pretty big mystery. We've all talked about it. I've made videos about it. Plenty of other YouTubers have made videos about it. We know Animal Crossing is coming. We know Doom Eternal is coming. No More Heroes 3. I can't wait for that. And a couple of other games that Nintendo even shared recently, Outer Worlds port, stuff like that. A Xenoblade Definitive Edition, of course, but Bayonetta 3 is still a mystery, and plenty of other games are still mysteries. Are we going to get Wii U ports? Probably. What games are they going to be? A Nintendo Direct is a good time to show us what Wii U ports they would probably be bringing. And I think Mario 3D World is a lock. Go to Vegas and put money down. We're getting Mario 3D World on the Switch, absolutely. And then, is it Pikmin 3? Is it Wonderful 101? Which we'll talk about that in a little bit here. Who knows? I hope it's Pikmin 3, actually. I kind of want Pikmin 3 to come. So that's that. Let me look through some of what you guys are saying now. A bunch of people have finally jumped in here as I'm blabbing about Nintendo Directs. There's a bunch of stuff. I love watching your videos. Thanks, Dragon Gaming. Hello, Matthew. Glad to have another live stream. Metroid 5 seems plausible to you more than the previous years, or just possibility of Metroid this year? Okay, I think I know what you're trying to say. Do I think that Metroid 5 makes more sense this year than previously? or the possibility of Metroid this year. So, I mean, basically, big picture stuff. It always comes up right away with my live streams. Um, so yeah, I think that we're going to see Metroid this year. I've been saying that for, I don't know, probably halfway through 2019. I really kind of started to let myself believe that something Metroid has to show up in 2020. And I think the Metroid Prime trilogy could happen, but I'm just so sick of the waiting for that game, as you guys have heard me say. So who even knows? It makes a lot of sense, but if they're doing it, then we also would need to know when they plan to release Metroid Prime 4. If Metroid Prime 4 is a 2020 title, which is kind of my target year guess, is 2022. If it's a 2022 title, then I feel like probably 2021 might be the time that they'd want to release the trilogy. Or, I mean, let's say it's a late 2022 title, then they might even want to release the trilogy early in that same year in 2022. So, long story short, if Metroid Prime 4 is meant to be a late holiday release in whatever year it comes out in, then I think the best time to release a Prime trilogy is earlier in the same year. So maybe you would have a Prime trilogy in March and you'd have Prime 4 in November of whatever year it is, 2021, 2022, whenever the hell that game comes out. Maybe they would sneak the trilogy into the prior year, so a 2021 trilogy and a 2022 Prime 4, that could happen. But I mean, do we see the Prime trilogy this year in 2020? I just don't know. I'm not really believing it, but we'll have to wait and see. But a different Metroid game in 2020 totally makes sense to me. And, there was a rumor months ago about Super Metroid remake. I doubt it, but okay, maybe they do a Super Metroid remake. Now there's the Metroid Fusion game, which is a Metroid 5 or a Fusion sequel, whatever they're going to do there. That to me is the kind of Metroid game that starts to feel like it makes sense for 2020. I just don't think that at this point Nintendo is going to go throughout this year, 2020, the third year of the Switch's life, after the reveal of Metroid Prime 4 and then the catastrophic delay and all of the stuff around Metroid, and going an entire Wii U console generation without releasing a Metroid game as well. I'm sure that they're like, we need to do a new Metroid console game. And this is not to disparage Samus Returns, because I freaking adore Samus Returns. If you guys saw my top Nintendo games of the decade, you know that because that game placed extremely high. I love Samus Returns. But it was a 3DS portable only game. We got a Wii U console without a Metroid game, and now we're on a Switch console that had a Metroid game announced and then delayed and restarted, and so that game is who God even knows how far away from releasing. And so giving us some sort of significant Switch console Metroid game is something that I think Nintendo knows they need to do in 2020. I'm so distracted from Nintendo Direct conversation because I answered a question. You guys steered me right to Metroid in the first like 5 minutes of this thing. So if I take the Metroid thing and I focus it on the Nintendo Direct conversation, I think a Metroid game of some kind will come out on the Switch in 2020, or at least be revealed in 2020. And because I think that is true, then I do think an early Nintendo Direct, probably this month in February, will very likely have a Metroid game in it. I think that there's a good chance, you guys, if we get this February Direct like we all think and like these, rumors are now saying, yeah, man, we might see a Metroid game revealed or talked about or confirmed. I feel pretty good about that. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, I'm sure that's not the first time Metroid or the only time Metroid will come up in this live stream because it is a guarantee. It's probably Animal Crossing. Yeah. Zelda in 2020. Do you think that's possible, Rob? So again, we're so far away from Nintendo Direct stuff. Okay, so Zelda in 2020. If we're talking Breath of the Wild 2, I'm about 75-25 on that. 75% it's not coming out this year. 25% it could come out this year. Because, and I'll admit to you, it was even a lower percentage of it releasing this year in my brain previously. I've mostly been thinking, yeah, there's no way that Breath of the Wild 2 is 2020. Oh my God, all these 20 years, 2020, 2020, like 2021, 2022, 2020. It's like, it's so like such a tongue twister. Anyway, this year, 2020, I was like, no, we're not going to see Breath of the Wild 2 this year. It makes a lot more sense for that to release in 2021. That's been my feeling. But the longer it's gone on and the more I've started to look at 2020 and evaluate what we know about, and, yeah, we're getting a PS5 and an Xbox Series X coming out this year. Nintendo cares about that. Nintendo doesn't care about that. We're all back and forth on what we think Nintendo thinks. And I know that I think Furukawa just came out and said that they're not really paying attention to that. I don't really believe that, but to be fair, he said that. And so I don't know. I've started to think about it, and it's like, there really could be something to Breath of the Wild 2 being a 2020 release. I still mostly think it won't come out this year, but I don't know. I've increased my belief in it happening just a little bit. We won't know until Nintendo tells us. And if they are releasing it this year, I don't know that they would tell us in the first Nintendo Direct of the year. And if we get a Direct this month in February, would they confirm that it's 2020 in this Direct this month? I doubt it. I think that becomes a great E3 reveal, or E3 confirmation, I should say. They could give us a whole new trailer and really blow the doors open on that game. Let us know a little bit of the story, maybe give us an official title, and then tell us holiday 2020. It's coming out this Christmas. Get ready. 6 months from now. That could happen at E3. Now, then the conversation becomes, okay, what about a different Zelda game? Because Nintendo has been on an annual cycle with Zelda for many years in a row. Most of us have realized, between spin-off games and main games and 3DS games and Wii U and Switch games and HD remasters, they've done a lot as far as releasing one new Zelda game a year. And if Breath of the Wild 2 is not a 2020 title, and in my opinion, a 2021 game, then it's like, okay, well, what Zelda game would they release this year? Maybe they make it the first year in a couple of years that they don't release a new Zelda game. But I would think they would try to find something to release. And I mean, I would hope it would be something a little bit more exciting than just ports of the already ports on the Wii U of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. That would be ideal. But if they brought those games, that would still be great. And I think we'd probably all be excited and buy those. So that'll be interesting. So anyway, another very long-winded answer. It's a great, great question to make me tangent for a while. But I guess it'll kind of depend. Just leaked the Metroid Direct already. No, I leak nothing to you. I leak no things. I am not a leaker. I am fortunate enough to be privy to some behind the scenes information, but I am not a leaker person. That's not my bag. I just want Metroid Prime Trilogy. Yes, same here. I do want it. Rob, can you name all the Mario titles on Switch and guess possible entries? I don't know how you mean. Guess possible entries. I don't know what you mean. Like, you mean like what the next Mario game would be? I don't know. Hi, Rob. Hello, Zelato. What's the source for the February Direct? Dimitri asks. Well, I was saying earlier, there's like a new leak this morning. Even Sean, RGT85, made a video about it this morning as well, believe it or not. And it's from that person, Sabi, on Twitter, who's also the one who had the leak about, a new Metroid game and a new Paper Mario game a couple weeks ago. And I made a video about that. So that's the same person who leaked that stuff. And now they're saying we're getting 2 Nintendo Directs in February, which is exciting. Whether, it might not be true, but hey, Rob, what do you think about Mario Kart 9 versus Breath of the Wild 2 for holiday 2020? Do you think it'll be announced at the next Direct? So that's a good question. And there has been a Mario Kart discussion, and because there was another leak. There's just leaks everywhere. There's another leak about, we're going to get an exciting game this year and it's going to have tires in it. That was what the thing was. And I forgive me, I don't remember where that came from. Maybe that was Sabi too. I don't even know. But that was that. And so everyone's like, ooh, we're getting a new Mario Kart this year. And here's my feeling on that. I don't know anything about it. I don't know any secrets or anything. Just my general feeling about a Mario Kart this year. I like it. It makes sense to me. I started talking about Mario Kart 9 probably, maybe it was in 2018 was the first time I kind of brought that up as a game that made sense to release on the Switch. Like, they had the ability to launch the Switch with Mario Kart 8 as a port, and it's done phenomenally well, stupidly well. They just released the numbers, the sales numbers, and that game has freaking 22 million copies they've sold of Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. That's not even including the 8 million on the Wii U. So that game is just such a monster. And they had this great opportunity to launch the console with that. But at some point, Mario Kart being potentially their highest selling franchise currently, maybe, Pokemon or Mario Kart. And it's like, when are they going to move on from Mario Kart 8 and no longer be doing the port thing and no longer rely on a Wii U game on the Switch? When do they want to make a new Mario Kart? That's a sequel that I would absolutely love to see, Mario Kart 9. And I think it makes sense on the Switch. And I think that could be a really great holiday title for 2020 as opposed to Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, think if your big holiday titles, if if we go by my theory for Metroid Prime 4, for example, here's what we could have. This is all just speculating, but let's pretend this is what happens. Holiday this year, Mario Kart 9. Holiday next year, Breath of the Wild 2. Holiday 2022, Metroid Prime 4. Damn. If that is an incredible holiday lineup 3 years in a row that will just sell like crazy. And those are all going to be great games. Everyone wants those games. And Mario Kart 9 is a system seller. Breath of the Wild 2, probably also a system seller, but not as much. Metroid Prime 4, as much as I love it, it's going to be the least of the system sellers. I think it could convince a small selection of people out there to buy Switches, but not to the degree of a Mario Kart. And so yes, I think Mario Kart could be a great holiday title this year in place of Breath of the Wild 2. However, there is an X factor when it comes to Mario Kart. I've also discussed this in videos in the past as well, which is, does it become smarter for Nintendo to take Mario Kart 9 and save it as a launch title for their next console, as opposed to just a random mid generation release on the Switch? And that's a really tricky business question you start asking yourself. Like, what would Nintendo want to do? Is it just have this kick ass Mario Kart 9 on the already popular Switch? Or do they need to have some kind of amazing megaton game ready to launch their next console with? And I'm telling you guys, there is no doubt in my mind that Nintendo is going to have an unbelievable, crazy polished, huge release title ready to launch their successor Switch. Not a Switch Pro, which we know that's its own disaster right now. Forget an upgraded Switch. I'm talking Switch 2, Switch Extreme, Switch. Holy cow, this is the new thing. Like a Switch successor, even if it's not a Switch and it's just a console. Their next machine, they want a Breath of the Wild caliber title to launch that thing with. And so to me, these three games we're talking about become great games to launch a console with. Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Prime 4, a brand new Mario Kart. Any one of those titles is a killer app for a brand new machine for to launch that thing and to get it selling like crazy right out of the gate. And so Mario Kart, maybe they want to save that. You know, they were like, we could launch the Switch with Mario Kart 8 and look how well that did for us. So let's launch the Switch 2 with Mario Kart 9. This time it won't be a port. This time it's going to be a brand new game built for that hardware. And so that could happen too. Tough to say. All right. I'm giving very long answers to everything here. Yellow Kazoo, what is up? How are you doing? Glad to see you on the stream. That is super, super cool. And so, gosh, how does all this stuff factor into a Nintendo Direct? Again, who knows, man? If we're talking about games that could be holiday titles for this year, how much of their holiday lineup do they want to release in their first Nintendo Direct of 2020? It's tricky to say. I mean, they could do any of it. Metroid Prime 4 is not going to be there. So anyone who's looking for Metroid Prime 4 in 2020, you got to just not even think about it. It's not going to happen. A different Metroid game, sure. The Wii U ports, almost definitely we're going to see the Wii U ports in the first Nintendo Direct of the year, here in this month probably. Breath of the Wild 2, maybe. Mario Kart 9, maybe, you know. Animal Crossing, probably. It's tough to say. So Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition came out in 28. Okay, you guys are talking about that stuff. I hope they make a new 3D World or port it. Yeah, they're probably going to port it. A new 3D World genre game, you know, like the third game in that kind of Mario game, would be pretty cool. I think people forget about that being a possibility. Like, I mean, they did 3D Land and 3D World. What if they did 3D Island or 3D Planet, you know, whatever they wanted to call it? I don't love those games, but I like them. I actually really liked 3D Land, but I just think those games are just really good, but they're not amazing to me. But I'd welcome a brand new one. I actually popped in 3D World on my Wii U a couple days ago to just kind of relive it. And I was like, yeah, this game is fine. It's quaint. It's fun. It's really pretty. I mean, it's a beautiful game. And the gameplay is good, but it's just that, I don't know. Those games don't feel deep enough to me. I prefer the Galaxy and Odyssey level Marios personally. But that doesn't mean that they won't do it. Um, Juvenile Johnny says, "Where do you see the Metroid 5 story going after Fusion?" We kind of talked about that last time. It's tough to say where I see it going. Um, I've discussed my kind of wish for a Metroid 5, and it would be for Samus to have to pursue the origin of the Chozo. That's what I would like to see. That makes the most sense to me. Um, Hybrid Warriors. Anyone thinks the new Xbox should have been called Series X or, oh my God, Zeri Xbox with an X? Oh, good lord. I kind of want the collector's edition for Ori, but I don't want a steelbook case and just a normal case. Oh, well, that's fine. I love steelbooks. My movie collection, I've started to really focus on buying steelbooks, and so I think even for games, I think that's pretty cool. I got the steelbook for the Shadow of the Tomb Raider when that came out, and I thought the steelbook was great. I didn't think the game was very great. It was actually a very disappointing game to me, but the steelbook was great. And I should note the first two Tomb Raider reboot games I thought were awesome. So I love the newer Tomb Raider games. I love the first two. I did not like Shadow of the Tomb Raider though. I found it very boring. Um, but I hope the next one's better. Hey Rob, how you doing? Hey Mango Nico, what's up? I would like a new Overlord game. I don't know what Overlord is. Not familiar with it. Galaxy is amazing. Yes, it is. Kolb Stomp says there's been at least 2 directs on February 13th in previous years. Oh, there you go. So maybe, well, but here's the thing though. What day of the week is February 13th? I'll tell you what day I think we're probably going to get a Nintendo Direct this month. Oh, okay. February 13th is a Thursday. Check it out. It could happen on the 13th. I think the 20th makes the most sense. That's kind of my prediction, but I would love it to be sooner. And hell, let's pretend they wanted to really shock us and put one on the 6th this week. That means Nintendo could announce it tomorrow. I don't think they're going to, but they could. So that'll be really interesting. Yeah, any more direct related questions, guys? What about the Wonderful 101 and Pikmin 3 ports and the Metroid Prime trilogy? Yeah, I mean, all of those could happen in the first direct. They definitely could. I hope to see Joy-Con that's Metroid themed. Oh man, I want a Metroid themed Switch so badly. Do you have any Metroid related tattoos? If not, would you get one and what up? Oh, I don't have any. I have a lot of Star Wars tattoos, but I don't have Metroid. You would think I would, and I very much want to get some Metroid tattoos. And I would get I don't even know what I'd get. I'd like to get like Samus and Dark Samus kind of squaring off. The Screw Attack logo would be a nice, simple, easy one. They usually do big directs at the start of the month. Tomorrow or the next day. Yeah, I mean, they might do it on Wednesday also, that's true. I feel like they would want to do it on Tuesday, though. We'll see. Directs are always during the first half of the month, says Kieran. I mean, is that true? I don't know. I don't know if that's the trend or not. Could be. Can we see the Star Wars ones? Star Wars, what do you mean? Star Wars. Colb Stomp says, what out of the blue titles are you hoping to see in this direct? I mean, like unannounced titles? I don't know. I mean, like a port, you start to think of ports. Like, I would love to see Nier announced as a port to the Switch, and I think that could happen this year. I really, really want to see that. Maybe like a Dark Souls trilogy, even though I know they made Dark Souls 1 already, but maybe we do like Dark Souls trilogy. What else? I don't know. Out of the blue, it's so hard to predict an out of the blue title. I mean, I'll tell you a big prediction I have for a direct for 2020 is Pikmin 4. I absolutely think we're seeing Pikmin 4 this year. And so I think that's a title that could show up at the first direct in February. So I would love to see that actually happen. What do you think of the plausibility that Metroid Xenoblade Chronicles X port rumor arriving so close to Xeno Definitive Edition? I don't know, man. I mean, I think we likely will see a port of Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Switch. But now is probably not the time just because they're already doing the definitive edition of the original game. So I don't know if it's yet time for Xenoblade Chronicles X. Ian asks me, which do you want more, Metroid themed or Zelda themed Switch? Well, a Metroid themed one, but I would love them both. Absolutely. How do you think Phase-On might be brought story-wise back into Metroid Prime 4? Asks Mark. I mean, it would have to be something pretty obvious, like there still is like a secret stash of it, like the space pirates still have some, or they could be something where like, gosh, maybe this is even what they do. So they used Phase-On to create Metroid Prime. Then you defeat Metroid Prime and Dark Samus, and you obliterate that threat, and the Phazon is gone. But what if it turns out that on another facility, a secret facility on a secret planet that no one knew about, the space pirates had also been conducting a completely separate Phazon-related experiment, separate from the Metroid Prime experiment, and suddenly that threat has manifested itself into its ultimate form, and it's the new threat that Samus has to go and defeat to really wipe out all the Phazon and to wipe out all the everything and all the Metroids and stuff. So that could be a way that they could reintroduce Phazon into Metroid Prime 4, and they kind of have to do something like that to call it Prime 4. As I've discussed so many times, the Prime aspect is the weird part to this game. It's like, what is the story going to be? Because they already wrapped it up. We already killed Metroid Prime and Dark Samus. So, Journey to the Savage Planet, upcoming February game. Yeah, I think I've heard of that game. I'm just hoping for a lot of ports in the direct. Really? I mean, I want some new games. Ports are fine, but I want some new games in the direct also. Metroid Switch would mean my girlfriend gets a Switch. Nice, Dylan. Very cool. Whoops, I went all the way down. I just missed some of those questions. I.e. Dark Samus sent some Phazon into the future. Oh, you're talking time travel in Metroid. That would be interesting. Oh, yeah. Do you think time travel could work for Phazon? I mean, I don't know. That's a huge ask to put time travel into Metroid. Uh-oh. Zelato says, now that all Star Wars trilogies are done, I would like to see you do a top Star Wars movies video, including the side stories. I mean, I could do that. I already know my list. My list is pretty set in stone right now. Now that Rise of Skywalker came out, and I have the very complicated feelings on that movie that I do, you can see my 1-hour review if you ever wanted to understand how I feel about it. So I might do that. Movies, but I was trying to do a lot of Star Wars content for a while because I have so much Star Wars conversation within me, but it's a little bit forced on my channel. I mean, Rule of Two Review, despite it being a Star Wars inspired name, it's video games and Nintendo, and that's just what it is. So doing too much Star Wars stuff doesn't feel right for this channel. And if I had more time, I might make a second channel, but I don't have the time to do that, so I could barely do this one. Who would win a battle royale between Master Chief, Kratos, and Kirby? I mean, Kirby, obviously. I mean, it probably would be Kratos. Stakona says 1, 3, 5, 2, 6, 7, 4, 9, 8 in that order. That's an interesting list. I like the variety you have, though. What drives me crazy when people rank Star Wars movies is when people bundle all the trilogies together, at least like consistently, because to be fair, in my list, all of the Disney trilogy movies are bundled together, and spoiler alert, they're at the bottom. But when it comes to the other top 6 spots, if I can speak right, they're very intermingled. And so I appreciate that your list is the same way. That makes me happy to see. Do you think Metroid Prime 4 could actually be set in between the events of Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3? Maybe. Voided Mirror. We talked about that a little bit last time, where Metroid Prime 4 could take place. What if Metroid Prime 4 takes place after Fusion? Or what if it takes place before the first game, Metroid 1? And it's like, they could do anything like that, but it would kind of annoy me. I'm not going to lie. It would really annoy me if Metroid Prime 4 did some weird prequel, in-between-quel thing, or it's set so far into the future of the timeline that it's after Metroid Fusion. I mean, it's tricky because it's not inherently bad, and I would still be excited and I would still check it out, but it just feels wrong. Like, if you make it in such a different point in the timeline, it's probably not a game you should call Metroid Prime 4. You should call it something completely different. But if it's called Metroid Prime 4, which right now it's called that, then it should just take place after Metroid Prime 3. And which would make it before Metroid 2, because the Metroid Prime games take place between the original game and Metroid 2 in the timeline. So, and we don't really know how many years that is and how much time passes between the Prime trilogy. Like, they don't really have that stuff established. So they could just make Prime 4 an immediate direct sequel to Prime 3. Maybe they build off the Silux thing at the end of Prime 3, and that becomes your Metroid Prime 4, and that game still takes place before Metroid 2. That's my preference. But I'm open to whatever they actually do. And now I see Star Wars conversations popping up because I started talking about Star Wars. Finally caught me live. Yes, you did, Tom. Tom Saman. Call it Rule of Tendo. Oh, Rule of Tendo review, and it's a Star Wars channel. No, no thanks. Episode 9 needed a proper episode 8. That's a very interesting statement. And okay, I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to talk too much Star Wars stuff because I know it's not what people really tune in for. Hey, clocked it. What's up, buddy? Yes, UK time again. These Monday kind of earlier streams really work well for me. Although this one won't be nearly as long. I'm probably going to only go another 15 or 20 minutes. Last time I went for like an hour and a half or something. Yeah, see, everyone's talking Star Wars stuff. And I'm tempted to start hopping into a serious Star Wars conversation, but I'm going to avoid it because I know people come here for video game stuff. I got video game stuff in the title of this live stream. The Wonderful 101 thing is another huge thing, which, by the way, if I jump into that, let's jump into that. Okay, the Wonderful 101. Today is Monday. Today is the day, unless something has changed. Let me pop on Twitter on my phone here, that we were supposed to see the Kickstarter thing announced for the Wonderful 101. And, oh, crap. I think it does exist. Wow, check it out. 50K goal for Switch release. Wow. Nate from Direct Feed Gaming, who's a buddy of mine, I've done the Spawncast with a couple times. Literally 53 seconds ago, turns out it was real, and a lot of people were saying it's real. What are the freaking odds? Seriously, you guys, if you guys go look right now, you'll see. Is it making this much money that fast? I can't do a thing on on my computer screen, so forgive me, I'm a ghetto, but you can see it right here. It's got 5,000. It's making a lot of freaking money. What? Backers are just going up. This is crazy. This is breaking news. That the Wonderful 101 thing. So now we can really talk about that. Special backer edition. Okay, so I'm just reading this live off of my phone, guys. Physical copies of the Wonderful 101 Remastered distributed as backer rewards will include a special backers-only Kickstarter exclusive cover. Additionally, backers will receive DLC unlocked via stretch goals? What? Stretch goal. 50,000 for the Switch version, which it's going to absolutely hit. This thing is just gaining. It's just cracked 100 backers right now. 50K for the Switch version, 250 for the Steam version, 500K for the PlayStation 4 version, and then they've got a bunch of grayed out sections for other versions. And I mean, everyone's going to try to figure out what that says. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy. Wonderful 101 is awesome. Loving on my Wii U. Yeah. I know I'm kind of leaving some dead air, guys, but I'm just reading this here. Now I have to look inwardly within myself and determine, do I want to back the game? I know I'm going to buy the game, but as I said on my video about it, I don't really like crowdfunding. I think it's kind of weird. But maybe I would back this. I don't know. Anyway, now 7,000. Yeah, how much money is it at right now? Yeah, it's 8,000. It's just raking in so much money right now. 9,000. You can just watch it going up and up. So, okay. So we know the Wonderful 101 Kickstarter is a real thing. Breaking news here on the podcast. Literally within like 10 minutes of it going live, I was able to see it. That's very, very cool. So IGN is reporting on it. Yeah. So here's the thing, you guys. The Wonderful 101 is an awesome, awesome game. Yeah. No, 500 for the PS4 version, Kieran. 250 is for Steam. So it's Switch, then Steam, then PS4 at 500K. And then there's 3 like blurred out options on the Kickstarter page. So the Wonderful 101 is an awesome game, as I talked about in my last video here. It's a game that should exist on the Switch, at least in a world where they're making so many ports of Wii U games to the Nintendo Switch. But it's also weird that this game needs to be crowdfunded. Platinum Games, Nintendo, and Tencent. All 3 of those companies have their hands in making this game on the Switch. That is billions upon billions of dollars. Someone can spend $50,000 to port this game. If all they need to put this game on the Switch is $50,000, come on, man. it's kind of weak that they have to do a crowdfunding campaign, at least for the 50K for the Switch version. That is weak sauce. But that's where we live, and it's gonna happen, so that's cool. So we're gonna get this game on the Switch. That's really neat. The thing is, this game on the Wii U really relies on the gamepad, and bringing this game that relies on the gamepad over to the Switch, where you're not going to have a gamepad and a two screen experience, is a little depressing to me. You know, and we've already seen that with some Wii U games coming over to the Switch. It's the nature of the beast. Like, they're not going to be able to replicate the touch controls, or the dual screen controls, I should say, of the Wii U. Like, that's unavoidable. But I just lament it. I weep for it because I feel like that game is so good, partly because of the gamepad and the two screen experience. So it's going to be very interesting to play this game on the Switch without it. But like I said, for me, I'm not the biggest fan of crowdfunding, and I don't think it's going to need my money to hit the 50K. It's probably going to do that in the next hour. And so I'm just happy to wait until the game exists, and I'll just buy a physical copy once it exists. I guess unless they confirm that the only physical copies are through Kickstarter, I'm gonna have to look at that. Because if that's the case, then yeah, I'm gonna have to do it, because I am gonna want a physical copy. So very interesting. Let's see what you guys are saying here. And I'm probably gonna wrap this stream up here, actually, even though I have 120 people here. I don't have the time to do a very long one. So we'll talk a little bit more about the Wonderful 101 thing now that it's confirmed, and then I'll wrap up for today and probably be back next Monday. What do you think was the motivation for setting the Prime trilogy in the story where they did, instead of just post Metroid 5? Was it solely to make it easy to account for Metroids were still around? No, I don't think so. I don't really know why, actually. I've never heard why. And we also have to remember, when you talk about, or you said post Metroid 5, do you mean post Metroid 4? Maybe? Because here's the thing, Fusion, which is Metroid 4, and Metroid Prime released on the exact same day. So there was no thinking about post Metroid 4 when they made Metroid Prime, because they were basically made at the same time. I never had a Wii U because my eyes suck. I don't know what that means. 101 is a platinum game project, if I remember correctly. It is for sure. The Xbox and Stadia, haha. Your video convinced me that the Wonderful 101 would be better on Wii U anyway. Yes, Mark, that is great to hear. I'm glad that you took that away from my message. If you like the Wii U and you like the gamepad, it doesn't like ruin your gaming experience, I highly recommend playing it on the Wii U. And it's probably like really cheap on the Wii U. I bet it's like $20, if not less, on the Wii U. So highly recommended. Do it. That's my suggestion. I thought this was Platinum self-publishing. I mean, it must be Platinum self-publishing the game, but it's like, why? Again, if it only takes $50,000, Nintendo and Platinum have such a relationship. Why would Nintendo say, no, Platinum Studios, we will not give you just the $50,000 needed to port this already Nintendo exclusive title onto our Switch? It just doesn't make sense. And so obviously this thing is real, and so that's fine, but it just still boggles my mind that this is necessary from such big companies, big developers and publishers. They can't just make this game. It's crazy to me. It's so crazy. But whatever. I'm just glad that it exists. I'm glad the game is going to come bare minimum to the Switch. I want to keep checking it. I don't want to distract myself from the live stream, you guys, but I just so want to keep checking this thing. Nate, where did your tweet go? Yours had the direct link. Where did that go? I should have just saved it. Damn it. Let me do this. I know, dead air. I try not to do dead air. There you go. Okay. I should just keep it going here so I can see. I guess I could pull it up on my laptop. Come on. How much money is it at? $32,000. Oh my God. This is crazy. You know what? One of the best things that could have happened was the leak. And I wouldn't be surprised if the leak about this thing got out for this exact reason, because this thing is crushing. It's definitely going to pass 100K. It'll be interesting, though, because in order to get the 250 that is required for just the Steam version, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not that many people interested in the Steam or PlayStation 4 version, And so this might stop once it hits 50K because people are going to be like, well, I don't really want it to hit the Steam version. Everyone just going to just want this game on the Switch, and the amount of people necessary to get it on the PlayStation 4 or Steam, they're probably not out there. Once this game hits the Switch goal, which it's going to do like in 10 minutes, everyone's going to be like, great, the game is coming to Switch. I'm good. I mean, that's my feeling. Again, unless I can only get it physically by adding to the crowdfund. Also, I don't know what this DLC thing is that they talk about because there was not DLC for the Wonderful 101. At least I don't think so. So, I'll have to see. Wonderful 101 remastered physical version. This is the physical edition with exclusive box art. I wonder if you have to crowdfund it to get the physical edition. You have to look into that. So, yeah, I don't know. What else are we talking about Wonderful 101 here? So, hey, Sean, what's up, buddy? Yeah, it'll definitely. Oh, so you think it'll get past? People might want the extra goodies. So, Sean, are you talking about for the PS4 version and the Steam version? Or are you still talking about the Switch? Because I think there might be a physical non-crowdfunding, so I'll be snagging that. Yeah, me too, man. That's kind of what I'm thinking, dude. But again, I don't know when you popped in here, Sean. But my thinking is everyone wants this Switch version. So once it hits the 50K, which it's going to crush in like 5 minutes, it's like, is there going to be that much demand just for the Steam and or the Steam and PS4 version? The only thing is, and like you say here, because the goodies like the keychain and the exclusive art, if that's what convinces people to get it past the Steam and PS4 goal, then that could happen. But that's a huge gap to go from 50K. I think, okay, so you say, I think it'll hit PS4 and Steam goals because people want the extra crap. But they will pledge just for Switch stuff. I mean, that's probably going to be it. That's probably what's going to do it. So I don't know, dude. It's really crazy. I'm excited it exists. But again, if you don't have to pledge to get the physical, then I might just wait. I mean, oh, it's even got the soundtrack, but I already have the soundtrack for this game. There's an abridged soundtrack and a full soundtrack. Abridged digital, abridged, and a CD soundtrack. Ooh, I might want the CD. God damn it. I love and hate this stuff. A vinyl? Oh my God, there's more physical stuff. Oh my God, they have Joy-Cons. Oh shit. You guys, God damn it. That is not fair. Oh my God, there's Joy-Cons, you guys. Why didn't anyone tell me? Aris7 says funded already. It's at 51K now. This is crazy. Yeah, there's no doubt that this was leaked earlier this weekend just to build hype. Because if let's say this was just a surprise, let's say we all, 10 minutes ago, we had no idea this was going to happen. And suddenly everyone's just like, holy crap, there's a Kickstarter for Wonderful 101. I think it would be slowly building up some funds here. But the fact that we heard about this 2 days ago and freaking it just went live and it just soared past the first stretch goal and it's going to crush 100K. And I think, Sean, you're probably right at this point. I think it will probably get to at least the Steam goal based on how fast it's going. That was because of the leak. The leak had everyone laser focused on this pre-existing Platinum Games Kickstarter page, and it had everyone laser focused on just if that was going to be announced today. And it did. It had totally happened. This is crazy, man. And you know what? Here's why this is also great. Because god damn it, Wonderful 101 is such a good game and it didn't get enough love and attention on the Wii U. And so this is helping it get the attention. I mean, seeing how much people are excited about this and rallying around it in just the first freaking half an hour is insane. Like this, it shows that the cult following for this game really is that strong. And at this point, if it does hit the Steam and PS4 stretch goals, and then whatever other goals it shows beyond that, I mean, it's going to just so many more people are going to experience this game, and it makes me so damned happy, so freaking happy. Hi, Rob. Did you pick up Tokyo Mirage Sessions or Dragon Ball Z Kakarot? No. I haven't picked up Tokyo Mirage. I don't even know if I want to play that game because it's not my kind of game. Dragon Ball Z, I do need to pick up, and we've just been kind of slacking. There's a goal to put it on PS4 so it's not fake. Oh, does somebody think it's fake? How can somebody think it's fake? It's clearly real. So if somebody is here thinking that it's fake, I would just say that you're not right. Oh, HR, someone read my. So that's who Sean is talking to. I don't know. I mean, if you think it's fake, man, I just don't think it's fake. It's clearly not fake. I'm with Sean on that. It's obviously real, which is really awesome. So more people need to play the Wonderful 101. Hell, maybe here. Okay, here's the other thing. This is also convincing me to pledge. Beyond the freaking Joy Cons, these shady bastards are going to get me to pledge because of those stupid Joy Cons. Um, is also we need a sequel, and so maybe all of this is more helping to fund a sequel than it is just to fund the game itself. That's an interesting twist to this. And man, a Wonderful 101 sequel would be an amazing thing. And the reason that would actually be even better is because Wonderful 101 was made with the gamepad in mind, and it works really well with the gamepad. On the Switch, it's not going to be able to be played that way. So the Switch version is going to be missing a little something, in my opinion. But if we get a Wonderful 101 sequel funded where they build it from the ground up without the gamepad, because the gamepad's dead and gone, that's pretty exciting. That could be the real deal. The Wonderful 102. Yeah. It's at 70K already? Jesus Christ. I almost want to log off this live stream now so I can just go fund the damn thing. Yeah. Sean, you're right, dude. This is absolutely going to crush 250 probably pretty soon here. I can't believe it's going so far past the 50K. But man, there's so much physical stuff they're giving here to people. So this is the kind of thing where the more physical stuff they're giving, the longer it's probably going to take to get it to everybody. So what I worry about is I fund this game to get the physical copy and to get the Joy Cons, but is it going to take 6 months to get that to me? Probably. And so then I would just end up having to buy it separately before I get my paid copy. And so like that's kind of like an annoying thing about Kickstarter. I don't know. You guys can tell me who's crowdfunded stuff on Kickstarter. Doesn't it normally take a while to get your stuff? From what I've seen from people, I think that's the case. So that is the only thing that makes me a little bit nervous too. This art book, I love all the love for this game, you guys. This is a game that I never thought people would care about. It takes forever, says Sean. Yeah, that's kind of my worry. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I would probably be willing to pay for this game twice, though. I mean, let's be real. I love this game. So I'd pay whatever, to crowdfund the game. I'd get it 6 months after it released, but, on launch day, I would end up just buying my own damn separate copies. So I got to cop it, man. I got to cop this game. Do you believe that what Nintendo said about not releasing a Switch Pro for this year is true, or it's just marketing? I think it's probably true. It just makes sense. Um, I think the Switch version is honestly done though. 50K would cover shit to port it. Wouldn't cover. Oh, okay. So you think it needs more than the 50K? I mean, that's what I was saying. I think even before you hopped in, Sean, is like 50K is so little to fund a port. That's why I was surprised there even was a Kickstarter, because it's like 50K could be, crapped out from Nintendo or Tencent or Platinum pretty easy. So why 50K for a Switch port? Like they should just port the game. But with seeing all the physical goodies, seeing the stretch goals for PS4 and Steam and stuff, kind of changes the game. And so you're probably right. They maybe just need more money to do it across the board. I want to know when they're going to uncover those other slots that are hidden right now. Where did the little thing go? Let me refresh this page here. I'm doing this on my phone like a pleb. 82K. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable in a good way. Okay, man. They haven't revealed the other stretch goals, have they? Nope, still the first three. Maybe once they hit PS4, they'll reveal the other ones. That's what makes it kind of odd in the first place. When they hit the goals, they will start uncovering items. Yeah, so probably when they hit like Steam and PS4. Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird, man. It's damned exciting though. I just am so glad people are going to play this game. Get blocked by Kamiya for 11K yen. No, I am not blocked by Kamiya. In fact, he's responded to 2 of my tweets in the past. I tweeted at him, I think right after Bayonetta 2 came out, because I realized that there's a character named Luca in both the Wonderful 101 and in Bayonetta. That weird like guy, he's kind of like this like suave, goofy guy whose name is Luca in the Bayonetta games that she runs into a couple times. And then in Wonderful 101, there's like a kid character that you are interacting with throughout that game called Luca, who like hates the who hates the Wonder Team. And you have to try to like befriend him. And I tweeted at him. I mean, this is probably 2014. And I was like, "Hey, Kamiya, is there something like a coincidence because there's a Luca in Wonderful 101 and a Luca in Bayonetta?" And he responded to me and he just sent a winky face. And I was like, "Sweet. I got a response from Kamiya." And he didn't block me. And he actually responded to what I said. So he clearly thought it was cool that I pointed that out. Are you blocked, Sean? You've been blocked for years? Dang, bro. People hating the game. Playa hating the game. That sucks, dude. He blocks everybody, though. I've never wanted to even respond to one of his tweets just because I don't want to get blocked. Not like it would really make me sad, but I just kind of like the fact that I'm not blocked. He doesn't really tweet stuff. I mean, all Kamiya does is he just retweets other stuff that's almost always in Japanese, so I can't read it. And a lot of cosplayers, a lot of people who are cosplaying as Bayonetta and stuff, he just retweets that kind of stuff. So, hi, I came in here so you are discussing a possible Nintendo Direct. You are streaming a real Direct. Just happened to hear about. I was discussing the Nintendo Directs earlier. The rumor here. That Sabi tweeted about 2 Nintendo Directs. And I mean, I think we're going to get at least one this month for sure. It's going to happen. And the gimmick is that the gimmick is going to be connected to the original Switch a la Wii U. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means. Bayonetta is also in Wonderful 101. What? No. Is she? I don't think that's true. I say within the next 2 weeks. I'm hoping for February 20th. Well, okay. I would hope it would be like this week, but I'm predicting February 20th. 13th or 20th makes the most sense to me for a Nintendo Direct. So we shall see, but I very much expect one to happen. Well, I think I might call this good. I was going to talk about the guy from DICE moving over to Retro Studios, but I kind of need to hop off, unfortunately. And the Wonderful 101 thing ended up taking up more time because we were all surprised by this thing going live literally as I was streaming here. It's at 80. There it goes. Just past 90K, 94, 95, 96. Oh, 100K. Just put to 100K. Back this project. That's the thing is I also want to look at this and kind of log off so I can probably just back this damn thing because I am a sucker. I'm a sucker for those freaking Joy-Cons. God, the Joy-Cons are really the thing that's convincing me. Rocky says, I hope this week so they can announce a game for February. I doubt it's going to, I mean, I don't know. They might do it this week, but it's probably going to be next week or the week after. Is there a 2D Metroid ready, or do you think they will wait to release till Prime 4? No, I think there's a 2D Metroid coming out this year. And that is nothing to do with Prime 4. We're not going to see Prime 4 this year, you guys. So we just need to not think about Prime 4. And a 2D Metroid, I don't think it needs to have anything to do with Prime 4 for them to release it and to show it. So I heard it was leaked for the 19th. Nick, I have not heard that leak. I haven't heard anything about that. So and 19th, that's a Wednesday, I think. I don't know if they would do a Wednesday. My best friend since high school got real drunk 2 days ago playing Smash, and my controller started screwing up. He got super pissed and stood up and threw the Joy-Cons on my brand new TV. What a dick. That's not a good friend. I mean, it says it's your best friend, but I don't know. Hi, Rob. Late to the stream. It's 8:30 here in the UK. What's up, Ian? I'm pretty much going to be wrapping up here. I'm kind of good. We're just about to hit 1 hour. Ended up really only covering 2 topics and answering a bunch of questions, but that's okay. And I'm fascinated watching the Kickstarter here. I think this is amazing. We apologize. Something. Oh, is it crashing? Oh, dude. I think it's crashing. Is anyone else seeing that? Yep, it's crashed. Whoa. Is it crashed or was it removed? What if it was fake? What if it was fake and Kickstarter removed it because it was fake? I don't know if you guys can see. You can't read that. What am I doing? We apologize. It looks like something's gone wrong. We've been notified about the issue. We're currently looking into it. Thanks for your patience. Yeah. So it's crashed. Dang. This is crazy. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. Um, this is madness. Physical release, estimated delivery April 2020. Dang. I know, I'm just doing dead air here, you guys. This is so lame. I'm actually tweeting in real time. Incredible. I can't believe, dang, I really want to just give my damn money to this thing. $41. So Joey Ferris pledged $41. I wonder what that gets you. I need to look at these damn tiers. Come on, we need this page to come back up. And again, I really should. I'm just sitting here live streaming trying to find this thing. Let's see. Are you guys also seeing it crashed? Pledge with that or oh, okay, it's back now. Whoops. I don't want to do that. Hold up now. Let's do that. Okay, it's back up. Yeah, I'm gonna pledge to this stupid thing. I'm such a sucker. One of the perks, get blocked on Twitter. Still works for me, said Rocky. Yeah, it's back up now, but it was crashed for a minute. It's working now. Nintendo Pro would be like the new 3DS, minor upgrade, bigger screen, maybe. Yeah, maybe if it's real, but I don't know. I mean, they said we're not going to see it this year. I kind of tend to believe them. I think that it makes no sense to do a Pro at this point. Just wait for Switch 2. New hardware makes more sense to me. Also, it's not fake. Platinum and the Yeeties Twitter followed me. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's about. Crash the million goal. All right, where do I get the Joy-Cons? How much freaking money do I have to pay them for the Joy-Cons? It's going to be like the highest one. Where are the Joy-Cons? If we have to pledge, I mean, some of these are like $300, $500. I don't see Joy-Cons. Dude, some of these pledges are huge. Wow. The biggest pledge they have is $5,000 US. I'm still not seeing the Joy-Cons, so now I'm getting a little bit confused. Oh, there it is. They're calling them custom controllers. I was looking for Joy-Con. All right, let's see where those pop in. Well, those pop in at about $2,500. So suddenly I'm not that interested. I don't need. Oh man, I wish they were like in like the $100 range because I would do that. But I don't see these controllers any lower than 2,500 US, which is how much yen is that? 274,000 yen, which is 2,500 US dollars for those controllers. Yeah, it's not worth it to me. Yeah, too expensive for me. There's no. I'm going to be buying a house soon, man. I'm not going to spend a couple grand on a video game that I already own. I'll spend like in the range of like 60, 70, 80 bucks. What does $100 look like? For 102, you get the physical release, you get the keychain, the abridged CD soundtrack, a t-shirt. Oh my god, you get blocked on Twitter by Kamiya. Now I see why people were talking about that. That's really funny. A digital comic and an abridged soundtrack. I don't care about any of that stuff. The smallest one is so for 30 bucks you get a digital copy of just the game. For 40 you get the physical. Wow, the physical is only 40 bucks. Yeah, I actually don't care about most of these things. The only thing I wanted was the controllers, and that's not worth $2,000. I love you, Platinum, but I do not want to give you $2,000 for Joy-Cons. That's not worth it. So, I mean, if I was overflowing with money and like not buying a house, maybe it would be like, well, I just want to give $2,000 to the studio, but I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. What is it in pounds? I have no idea, Marky Mark. It's only showing me dollars because I'm in the States. So it just shows the automatic conversion. You'd have to look up 250,000 yen conversion to pounds. In fact, I'll just do that here and then I'll end the stream because let's just see. Convert yen to pounds. So 1 yen equals 0.0071 pounds. So how much yen? Let's do this. So 274,000. 274. Whoops. What is going on? 274. Why aren't you typing? Is my numlock on? I think my numlock's on. Yep. Nope. What the heck? Why isn't it letting me type? Two 274. What the hell? This thing is not working. Okay. 274,000. Okay, so in pounds, it would be $1,900 or 1,900 pounds. Sorry. Almost 2,000 pounds is what that would be. A lot of money for just some Joy-Cons. That's crazy. I mean, 2,500 US dollars, 2,000 pounds, 274,000 yen. That's just madness. But I mean, you get a lot of other stuff, but just to get those controllers, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Anyway, yeah, we're about an hour and 5 minutes. We talked a lot of Wonderful 101 and a lot of Nintendo Direct. We didn't get to the retro stuff, but that's okay. Jordan, do a kick. Oh, Jordan. I should start making people mods. Let me do that here. How do I do that? I don't know how to make people mods. Oh, add moderator. Did that work? I'm new to all of this. Well, Jordan went away, so I don't know where Jordan's comment is. But anyway. And then Sean was in here. I thought that's how I do that. But I did that and Jordan went away. So anyway, I'm not going to do a backflip. But thanks, Jordan. Oh, there you are. It did work. Cool, man. Cool, man. Nice. I should do it to Sean too. You guys are the first moderators because I actually know you guys. So those are the first ever moderators I've ever had on my channel. I feel like an adult, like a big kid now. I'm just kidding. I played the game on the Wii U. That is such a treat. Yeah, totally. Woo! Yeah, Jordan. You're the first of your kind. Born in the fire of Rob's weird ass live streams that he's terrible at doing. So, yeah, I am probably going to wrap up though, now that you're here, Jordan. So thanks for stopping in, dude. More than 2K for the Joy-Cons. Yeah, it's so crazy. Why is it so high? Well, I know why it's high, because they know people want them. So if you put the things that people want the most with higher stretch goals, you have a higher likelihood of people shelling out more money for it. So I get it, but it's not worth it to me. I just have no reason to do that. So disagree. Jordan is my good friend. Jordan is the man. How dare you speak ill of him? How dare you? They say unique for each. What do you mean? Unique for each. It's hand-painted Joy-Cons. I mean, if that's true, that's cool, but I still just don't know. Maybe we can kickstart Metroid Prime 4 to speed up. You know what, Mark? That is a Kickstarter I would pay for sure. I would pay that. Absolutely. Jordan, bad. You're not bad, bro. Don't let the internet get you down. Oh, they're each going to be unique. So, oh, maybe that's what you mean. So not every single set of Joy-Cons is going to look the same. That's cool. Still not worth $2,000 though. Still not worth. Well, I made Sean a moderator too. So there you go. I'll make people that I know moderators. I'm happy to do so. So, all right, guys. I'm going to call this good. I got actually another podcast I'm going to be doing later tonight. Anyway, that won't be live. It'll be posted a little bit later. So, yeah, crazy news about the Wonderful 101, but that's really cool. I'm going to back it myself. I'm just going to do the physical version for $40. That works for me. And yeah, so this was a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And I'll see you on another live stream in the future. Bye-bye.